Hey guys, this is Braden Soto. This is Mo Fish Adventures. Today, I will be showing you some of my rods, tackle, and I'll explain all that. So, first off, got this bad boy right here, made by Toxic Bass Jigs. Awesome guy. He makes some incredible rods. This one was custom made for my fiance, and I've caught most of my fish this year on this rod. It is very sensitive. It's got a nice tip on it, and it's freaking awesome. You see all that. It's got. See, you can get that focused in a little bit. It's not going to focus in, but hey, you can see what it is. It looks freaking awesome. It's purple with pink. And I got 3-pound test on this guy. 3-pound test. Usually for like gills and stuff, I like doing 2 pounds. 3, I'm not scared of pulling a bass with this. I'm not really scared of pulling anything. But in the drag set, regardless how you have your drag set, you can pull on almost any fish. Now, what I caught on Rogers Lakewood, I caught, the perch and majority of my gills. Now, these fish that day, they were being weird. The first day I went out, I caught maybe, 9 keepers or so. Caught them all on a horizontal jig. Now, I switched that up because they just weren't hitting it. I got the camera down there. They're looking at stuff. Now, I don't have that footage on there, but they did not like the horizontal. So I was using this jig right here. Let's see if oh my Lord. And this is a diamond jig. It's a vertical jig. I've always done really well with it throughout the years. And I love that jig. I got 2 of them. One broke. The little diamond on it broke. So it's not really a diamond jig anymore. But next up, we got this bad boy. It is a 13 fishing tickle stick with a Cabela's reel. Nothing too crazy. I usually fish this one a lot just because usually my fiance is going to use her rod. But when she ain't with me, I'm using her rod because it's good. It's a good rod. Now, this rod, not as sensitive. It's still, I can see when a fish bites it, even when it's, slow, a soft bite. But I've been using this spoon for, I don't know how many years. I've had this spoon since I was in high school. It's caught everything from bluegill, perch, crappie, bass. I haven't caught any walleye, but it catches them all. They love it. It's small, slender. They just love it. Now, I got this guy right here. Another 13 fishing rod. I think I got this sucker at Walmart. I was, just chilling, shopping in Walmart. Saw you got these rods for $13 a couple years ago, and I'm like, well, I got to get it. It's cheap. Now this guy right here, it's got that horizontal jig. I got that from a local bait shop. It works well. I did the first time out this year. I was using this horizontal. I was catching some nice ones, nice eaters. Can't complain. Cannot complain. Now, this guy right here is my oldest rod that I have. I think my grandpa went and bought me one of these because I said I wanted to ice fish, and then I didn't ice fish for like 5 years until, high school. But he did buy me this rod for doing some work at his shop, when I was a kid. But it's awesome, it's an ugly stick. Everyone knows ugly sticks. They just they just never break. You can pull on anything with this. So I usually use it for my bigger fish. I'll use it for, my ripping wraps, bigger spoons. Now, I probably should get a rod really designated for that. But who cares? I still bring them in with this. I think I got 4-pound tests on it. Plenty for Northwest Indiana. Using this bad boy. I actually, first time out, I threw this thing down. Hopefully, calling a bass, calling a bigger fish. Ended up catching like an average sized bluegill on it. I was surprised, honestly. But saying that, I got this rod. Another really cheap rod. I saw at a store. I had to buy it. It's not the most sensitive. It's got a big backbone on it, but I usually throw another big baits on it. I'll throw a spoon. This one, it's got my favorite color spoon on it. It's gold, and it's got black with little like red tiger stripes on it. I had a bigger spoon, the same color, all that, a couple years ago up in Winnebago, tossing that around. And, well, actually, I wasn't tossing it around. My fiance was. She hooked into what I believe is a sturgeon, or it was a big flathead. Big catfish, sturgeon. I want to lean towards it being a sturgeon just because they had spearing season was the week before when we went out, and there was a bunch of spearing holes all around us, so they obviously knew where the sturgeon were, and that's where we were fishing. I didn't know. Hooked into that, fortunately broke off. But yeah. Now I got this guy. It's a Abu Garcia with some reel I've had for a long time. Probably should upgrade my reels, but hey, reels in the fish, I ain't gonna be disappointed. Now I got on this. I got a buckshot. I haven't even touched this rod until now this year. I haven't been able to go fishing where I want to. My truck is out of commission. Hopefully get it back this weekend. Be able to go out, do some more adventurous fishing on some lakes. I have some big fish. But yeah, so here we go. This one, she's a beauty. She's another custom rod by Graphite. It's another Indiana company that makes custom rods. My fiance, she got me this rod because she wanted to, like a little birthday present. It is Bears colors because Chicago Bears, bear down. It's got a little sensitive tip on there. It's real nice. I love it, with a free fall reel. And I got hooked up on that. Is a Wonder Bread, and if you don't know, Wonder Bread is the most iconic color when it comes to ice fishing. Yeah, so, I like to ice fish. I ice fish whenever there's ice. In the past couple of years, it's been real slow. But here's my tackle. Oh boy. I try to get one of everything. It's not no professional stuff, but that's what I got. Now, these jigs right down here, these ones, they worked really well. I've only used them one time. I went out to Lake Webster, up in more or less the middle northern part of Indiana. Slammed the perch with it, like absolutely demolished the perch with it. So then I decided to get like every single color of it, and I have yet to use any of it. I used one out at Rogers. The fish didn't like it for whatever reason. I don't know. But I like what I got. I can always catch fish. You know, real big spoon. Hopefully, in the near future, I want to go out, try to catch a pike, big pike. There's pike out in where I'm from. I got other little spoons, and then I saw this guy this year, and I had to get it. Now, it is a glide bait, and I think that's what you call it. It's something that swoops all around underneath the water, but I went to Bass Pro and saw that sucker, and I'm like, that is going to catch some perch. It's going to catch some crappie deeper down. So whenever I get the opportunity this year, that will be tied on. And for sure, we'll definitely catch some fish. I know that for a fact. But this tackle right here is more for bigger fish, predators, bass, pike, walleye, even crappie. Got some ripping wraps on there. I got some glides on here. Haven't really used the glides. Just we haven't had good ice, and I got to catch fish for the house, just for fun, so I could have a fish fry. But I like using the ripping wraps. They call on every fish. Whenever I'm fishing, it's slow. I'm like, you know what? Got to call them in. So when I do that, drop that sucker down, rip it. Sometimes a bass comes up and it's like, hey, I'm hungry. Other times it just brings in all the other fish because it hears some commotion and I'm all about it. Oh boy. Also, Gaffite gave me a replacement tip if that was to ever fail. Here, I just got some spoons, some buckshots. See if I can get them all tangled up. I mean, they're all tangled up, but there you go. That guy right there catches crappie. Catches them really well. Should be out ice fishing today, but obviously my truck is down, so I really don't want to shove everything into a Ford Fusion. It's kind of a pain with all the gear I got. I pull out 2 sleds. I got a bigger shanty, propane, auger, it's pretty hefty stuff. And so hopefully this weekend, might get my truck back, be able to go places I want to go. So a little bit about me is from Northwest Indiana. Been here my whole life. All I do is I fish. I love to fish whenever I get the chance. I'll fish for everything from, perch in Lake Michigan in the summertime, bass, all the lakes around, including Lake Michigan. I fish tournaments. I try to join some local circuit I haven't done in the past couple years just because, I'm young. I ain't got that much money. But planning to get into it a lot more this year. I really enjoy, a little bit of competition. Love that, fished all around this area. I know a lot about most of the lakes out here. I like to do fishing up in Michigan when I get the chance. That's where I caught my 2 biggest smallmouth. First one was out at Lake St. Clair on a tournament. Pre-fishing, first cast. Nope. I know first cast is unlucky, which, I'm lucky to catch a fish, but we didn't do so hot in the tournament. But that fish, I don't know how big it was. Anywhere from 6 to 7 pounds, somewhere in that range. Freaking awesome fish. I'm like, I'm never going to catch a smallmouth bigger than that. Well, fast forward a couple years from there, went out to Bird and Mullet Lake. My old boat, I ended up, doing the carpet. I'm like, I'm taking this sucker out. Well, so go out to Burt Lake. Ain't got no grass, ain't got nothing. These are big lakes. They're 17,000 acres. It was really tough, really tough. I fished for like 2 days, didn't catch a lick. I had some fish follow up, I had a muskie follow up, and then I was like, man, I gotta find somewhere else to fish. So I look around, found another lake. It was Douglas Lake. I'm like, screw it, I want to go try that one out. Went out there, started smoking them. Just smoking them left and right. They're all on beds, all released and all that. And I was like, man, what am I going to do? I got one more day out here. Am I going to go back to Douglas Lake where I know I could catch fish? Not as big, 1 to 3 pounds average. Or am I going to go out to Burt Lake knowing what I knew from that lake? Because I was fishing Burt Lake completely different. And so I decided to go back to Burt Lake, and I found a spot on the maps, and I'm like, all right, that looks good. So I was out there fishing. I'm starting to see fish swim. I see beds, and I'm like, heck yeah, I'm going to get on them. And I saw these reeds and stuff, so I cast up in there and felt that tick, hit it, reeled that sucker in. She was hefty. That might be my fish of a lifetime. I don't know yet. I got a lot of fishing in my life. But 6 pounds, 14 ounces for a smallmouth is pretty darn good PB. Well, yeah, I was kind of going off there on a tangent, but, I just want to talk. But, yeah, I plan to do some fishing, more fishing. I'm going to upload more. So, yeah, it's good talking to you guys. I'll catch you guys later.